over here.
Okay. That's okay. If it gets too noisy on your side, you're always welcome to mute too. You can, I might ask you guys to mute, like, and then I'll play something and then you can unmute and stuff like that. So we can
Thanks.
figure it out. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, let a couple more people sign in. Otherwise, I'm going to get started. There's Louie. Okay. Welcome. Hi, Louie. Oh,
Hi.
I can see you too. Hi.
Is it okay to talk?
Yeah, just for a minute. So are you confused about sending the videos?
I'm not confused. They just won't go. They just are too big. And I'm not that computer savvy to maybe turn them into a zip file or whatever.
How are you making the videos?
I just turned on my phone and I made the video. Well, I made 4 videos. I stopped for each assignment.
Okay.
So I sent you another one yesterday, but it wouldn't let me submit all 3.
Right, I know. Can you submit just each one in a message? Like,
It wouldn't let me.
So a big thing, and the reason I want this is because going forward, it's going to help you so you don't have to do this every time. The thing I was talking about is going to MySpace.
YouTube?
YouTube, not MySpace, YouTube, and just signing in. If you don't have an account, you could just sign in for free and then just go add a video. And you could either do it right then, you could do a live video, or you can just upload a video from your phone or something like that. That's what I do actually, because the files are too big to post to Canvas.
Okay, I'll try that. I've never tried that, so
I can do a step-by-step, like
well, I'll figure it out. I'll see what's going on. But one more question. So you're not going to be 30 minutes ahead of time for like your office hours anymore?
30 minutes? Probably not. It's just,
okay.
Everything's different anyway. I mean, the fact that I'm posting videos and stuff is like part of the lesson too. So
Okay. If you like, I could show it to you via my phone now and then deal with it later.
Now is the only thing. I know that you've done it. I'm not.
Perfect.
I know, but I want you to get it figured out so that for the future you can do it. So I'm not worried that you've done it. And I've seen the 2 videos because last week there was one and there's another one. But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about YouTube because it's way easier.
Perfect. Did you get mine by chance? Oh, sorry.
I did not. Hari, did I respond to yours? Did I grade it?
I don't know. I uploaded them as well. I did mine on my phone, but I know how to work it. So I did it on my phone and I uploaded it through Canvas in my phone.
Okay, if you submitted it, I think I did. I think so.
I didn't hear back from me. I don't think I did. So I was like, did they go through? I wasn't too sure. But if you don't see them, just let me know, and I'll do it again. So I still have them.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Send me an email so I remember. Okay.
Okay. We'll do. Thanks.
Yeah. Totally. Okay. Oh, we've got some people here. Good morning, everybody. You can unmute your mics, everyone, if you want, unless it's very loud where you are. And if you can, please turn on your video so I can see you. I know it's crazy that way, but I just want to be able to see everyone. And if you can, have a way at some point, if you're on your phones or your computers or something, have a way so that you can just quickly like say, like if I look over and be like, okay, who's struggling with this? Okay, oh, Stephanie, you're struggling. Let me see your fingers so I can see, like right now I'm just moving my computer over so I can see my fingers better. Because if I just see you like this and there's no piano here, then I can't solve a lot of problems. I can solve like wrong note problems, but really that's about it. Okay, I'm gonna get started, guys, because we have a short time and I just wanna show you some stuff. I can put up more videos too, but again, we're learning about how this is gonna go, the flow of the class. You've got videos up on your Canvas of Lavender Blue and Rockabout and the F major scale and the G major scale 2 octaves, okay? And that's the stuff that I talked about last week, but there's definitely stuff that we're gonna go over today. So let me grab first of all, and some of you have been asking questions, please ask questions. Does anybody have any questions right now? See, Fernando says he fixes audio. You can hear me.
I have a quick question.
Yes, Louis.
The songs you just talked about on the octaves and the major F, that's for piano 1, right? That's what it sounded like.
Okay, sorry. For piano 1, are we not? This is piano 1 time. This is piano 1. Sorry, Louis. Yeah, piano 1's 9 to 10.
Oh, I didn't. I got the Zoom on. That's the time I got.
Yeah, the Zoom starts at 9, but then you join it at 10. Just join it.
Oh,
at,
I
yeah,
didn't
that's
see
all.
that.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry,
I'll come back later then.
Yeah. We'll see you in an hour.
Okay, ciao.
Okay, bye-bye. Anybody else have any questions right now before I get started? Okay. And please ask, throw in a chat, like if you don't want to interrupt me. If you want to interrupt me, just do it, unmute yourself. You guys know. You guys know the game now with online stuff. It's just a learning process. Okay, so let me go to the page. I want to make sure I get through everything today because we're doing a bunch of stuff. Let me get there. Piano stuff to work on. Here we go. Piano 1. Okay, so I just want to warm up with F major. I know you're doing the 1 octave. So F major, let's look at it really quickly. Now, remember, F major is really specific. What's different about F major? Can somebody tell me? What's
One
different?
black key.
Yep, the 1 black key, and it's in a place where it shouldn't be. Because the right hand, what happens then is you hit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of 1, 2, 3, thumb. We wouldn't go to thumb there because it's just awkward. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We never use our pinky. 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same thing with right hand. Oh, left hand. I'm sorry. It's morning. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's just normal. Okay. So F major we've gone over. We have to remember that we have a B flat. So if you guys go to page 22 in your musicianship book, page 22, we're going to look at some of that stuff there. In fact, let me just throw it up here. So 22 is less about sight reading and more about technical exercises so that you get used to playing an F major. Each of the scales have one of these technical exercises. So if I don't assign it, it can be helpful sometimes just to do it on your own. So the first one, oops, I don't want to send that to my husband. I mean, I could. Not the first one. Let's look at 2. Let's look at number 3, okay? It says play hands separately at first. Number 3 on page 22 in your musicianship book. I will post it here, and I'm just going to quick share the screen. Here we go. Okay. Taking me, there it is, okay? That's that. Share screen here. No. Is that it? No. This is going to go here. Okay. That's what I want. Hold on. Let me do that again. Let's try it again. Is that the one I want? No, that's not what I want. Sorry, guys. I want this video. Share screen. No, I don't want that. Okay, well, I'll just send you guys the file then if it's not going to work, because why would it work? Review. Oh, I
Have
see.
the page again, please.
Yeah, it's page 22 in the musician book. Let me see if this works. Okay, let's try this. Page 22 in the musicianship book. This is it. Okay, here it is. So I'm looking at number number 3. And let me be able to go away. Here we go. Number 3, and I can just kind of circle it here. Can you guys see that I circled that? Does that show up on the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You guys can unmute your mics too, so you can respond. Okay, so number 3, just listen to it once. I'm just in the F major hand position. So what that means is here, I'm just putting my 5 fingers. So if you guys want right now, you can turn your mics on so I can hear you. Just try it with the right hand, finding F major, F, G, A, B flat, C. Playing those first 5 notes. So let's try it together. So find F in your right.
Have keyboards or pianos?
Okay, let's try it. Right hand F. Here we go. F, G, A, B flat, C. Okay. And then left hand, find F in your left hand. F, G, A, B flat, C. Okay, so here we are in F major. Number 3, if you notice, number 3, the right hand will go outside of the F major hand position. So see, here, this note is an E below F. So your thumb's gonna reach down and play that. That's the only note I see in the right hand. In the left hand, right here, you've got an E below F, so your pinky will reach down and play that. So you're just gonna go outside of the hand position. That's totally fine. Let's stop this share so that if you look at my hands really quick. All the other fingers are gonna stay where they are, okay? So the next thing we're gonna look at, when we look at this, I guess it's kind of sight reading, although I'm gonna explain it before you play it. So it's
Sorry, really quickly.
Yes.
The mic was covered up a little bit when we were talking about the hand position thing.
Okay.
Say that again.
Yes, the hand, like with the F, okay. So
Well, when you go down to the E, you said the mic was kind of covered up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. There's a couple spots. Actually, there's one spot that's underlined, and I'll go back to that page where your pinky in your left hand is going to go down to E. So you can even practice that now with your left hand. Play F, and then put your pinky down to E. Just both with your pinky. That's okay. The finger's going to play both notes. And in your right hand, your thumb is going to play F, and your thumb is going to play E. Same kind of thing. So you're reaching down. It's your thumb is playing both notes. It's a little awkward. That's why I just wanted to give you a heads up. Okay, awesome. So let's look at the exercise. I'm going to go back to that screen. Now, in the hands are the same. We're going to start hands separate because, you know, it's a lot. The right hand starts on, let's see, the 3rd space up. So that's the word face, F-A-C. So that right hand starts on C right there, this note. I'm just going to do a little thing next to it. Oops, that's not what I want. Here, there's C down there. There's just a line pointing to it. Okay, we're going to start on C, and that C is the C above middle C. You can't see me right now, but you can hear it. So here's middle C, the C above middle C. Okay? Hi, Carl. See you. Or I hear you. Okay? Then what I'm going to use is my eyeballs, and I'm going to look at these notes and see, okay, are they walking down? The next note, is it right below it? Or is it skipping down? Is it another space? So the note after C, this note right here, is it walking down? Is it right next door? Or is it skipping down? What is that note? Any thoughts?
Walking?
Walking, exactly. Yes. So it's right next door. It's the note below C is B. What kind of B is it though? What do we have to remember about F major? It's B what?
Flat.
Flat. Exactly. It's B flat. So the first two notes, it's C and then B flat. Then we go back to C right here. I'm looking, my eyeballs, I'm looking at that, like it goes back to the note. And then we skip down to A. See, it goes from space to space, skip down to A. Then we go back to C right here. And then we go even further, we go one below that A. Now we're down to every good G. Then we go back to C. We go even lower to the next, we go back to C here, and we go even lower to F. Go back to C, even lower to E. That's what I have underlined. Go back to C, start to come back up again to F, C to G, C to A, here I am. And then some stuff happens there, we'll figure it out. So listen, you don't see it, but like listen, I'm gonna start from the beginning. C to B flat, C to A, C to G, C to F, C to E, C to F, C to G, C to A. I just want to look at those first two measures. So why don't you look at my hands when I do that? So that makes more sense, okay? This is what it's going to look like. Can you see? Yeah, you guys can see. Okay. I got to look at the music, don't I? Okay. C, B flat, right next door. C. Let me get you even closer. You can see it. Okay, here's my. So this pinky is staying the same, and this is all. That's walking down, that bottom voice, okay? I want you guys to try it in the right hand, okay? So please I see your mics off, put your mics on so I can hear you. Now I know there are a couple of you that still don't have your keyboards. I'm so sorry about that. They were supposed to come in last week, but you know, nothing's here on time. So I appreciate you signing into class and learning this stuff, and we'll get this figured out. But for those of you that have your keyboards, put it on, turn your mics off of mute, and let's just try it together, even if it's totally distorted, okay? The speed is going to be about that. Da, 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 like that speed. And just the right hand, and just those first two measures of number 3 in the Technic thing, okay? Let's try it. Start with your C in your right hand. Make sure it's the C above middle C. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. I heard something. Yeah, guys. Okay. We're going to try now the left hand, B flat. Oh, I saw that. Okay, thank you. So we're going to try the left hand. The left hand is the same thing, but your left hand's backwards, right? So you're going to start on the same note, but middle C for the left hand. It's the same kind of walking down. What's that? I heard something. Okay, no, it's fine. Same kind of walking down. It's just backwards. So. Okay, let's try it slowly together. 1, 2, 3, 4. and I appreciate you guys trying it out, seeing how it works. Okay. So that kind of exercise is really good because we're going to have some pieces in F major. You can practice hands together. I like that one. Moving on to number 4. Now we've got those chords again that we did in C major and in G major. So it's going to feel the same. Just a thing to remember is B is flatted. Your B is flatted. So look at my chords here. Left hand first. This is number 4. Okay, I start with F major. F, A, C. Let me move this a little closer so you guys can see. Sorry. I want the mic to get. Can you guys see and hear it? I don't want the mic to be covered up. Oh, I think I'm covering it up. What about now? Better?
Yes. Yes.
That's okay? Okay.
Yes.
F major. Then top 2 notes go up to B flat and D. Go back down to F major. And then the bottom 2 notes, the bottom note goes down, the middle note goes up to B flat, and the top note stays the same. Watch me do it again. 1, 4, 1, 5, 7.
Hello, excuse me.
Yes.
So that 5/7 is basically E, B flat, and C, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Same thing in the right hand now. F major. Top 2 notes go up with the B flat. Back to F major. Bottom note goes down, middle note goes up to B flat. Top note stays the same. Just take a minute to yourselves. You can keep the mics on if you want. Just try those chords on page 22 in the musicianship book. Hands separate. Just try them for a sec, okay, for about 1 minute. I'm going to switch to this other thing. You can do it so I can hear it and I can help you. I can see, Fernando, I can see your keyboard, which is great, and I can see your hands. So if that's helpful, I can see you doing it, which is like a piano class. Yes. Awesome. Looks great, Fernando. Let's see who else is. Okay. Carl, once again, is orbiting the Earth, so it's great. You got good Wi-Fi. Yeah, almost there. That bottom note goes down.
Beautiful.
Yeah, heard it.
What hand position do we use if we're using both hands?
So for right now, try not to do both hands because the hands are separate. They're different. So the left hand does a normal, you mean for the scale? You mean for that or for the chords?
For the chords.
For the chords. Oh, same kind of hand position. Pinky. So if you're doing both hands, it's evenly spaced. So in the left hand, it would be 5, 3, and 1. You want to have that balance. And the right hand, it would be 1, 3, and 5. That's the most important part. The other chords, your fingers might find themselves in different positions, but mainly make sure it's 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Quick question, actually. When we do our quizzes, are you grading us on where our fingers are hitting the notes?
I'm I'm grading you on getting the right notes, being able to play like hands together, the piece hands together, the rhythm, if the rhythm's correct, that kind of thing.
I'm asking because I happen to notice that naturally when I use my yeah, I end up using my one finger, no, my two finger
Okay.
for my A and my B flat when I'm going through my
Okay.
chords.
So you know what I would do? I would put your 3 finger on the A for your right hand or left hand.
Right.
Right. Yeah. 3 finger. A lot of people do that, especially if your hands are bigger.
Yeah.
It's gonna bother you in the future. So what he's talking about is doing this probably 1, 2.
Yep.
Okay, so that it's better to be stabilized 1, 3, and 5 like that. It really helps because for other chords, it also helps for your hand position for other pieces.
Mm.
Because when you play a piece, you might then start to play it like that, and it messes up your fingers, and it's more likely that you'll play wrong notes.
Yeah.
It's not impossible to play it that way. I would just recommend like make it an active thing.
That's harder than the chords. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it is. The
yeah.
finger, it is. It definitely is. Okay, so we've done that F major warm up. We've got the F major scale hands separate that we're still working on. I want to look at, you've got your pieces that I played for you, Lavender Blue, Rockabout, let's see, the other one. One quick thing about those, actually what was great is I had one of my students send me videos of her playing these new pieces. You didn't have to do that because there's no assignment right now. But what was great about that, she sent me videos of herself playing, and I could say, oh, that left hand, change your left hand, it's different, or make sure the rhythm is right in the right hand. So it was like I could give her feedback on what she was doing, which is more like our class in person, right? So if you're feeling up to it and you're working on something and you're like, I'm not sure if this is right, send me a video in Canvas and see, like, is this right? And I can look at it really quick and say yes or no or something like that. Okay, use that resource because it's going to help you, because obviously I can't come in and check on each of you, which is what we do during class. So Lavender Blue, one thing, because this was a mistake she had, make sure we're back to C major with Lavender Blue and For He's a Jolly Good Fellow and Rockabout. So that should be a little more familiar. All those chords in C major. So make sure you change chords in Lavender Blue. It's not just one chord throughout. In that third measure, you're changing chords to that 4 chord. Okay? So if you hear Lavender Blue, just the left hand, change chords. Now the 5/7 chord. Back up to that 4 chord. Down to the 5/7. So that's the really important part about that. This is definitely a step up from our other pieces, is those left hand chords, okay? Same with Jolly Good Fellow, same with Rockabout. You're changing between those chords. So the C major, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. So I just want you to remember to look at that when you're playing the pieces. By all means, listen to my recordings, listen to my videos, just to make sure you're doing it right, okay? Questions about those pieces for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, Rockabout, that kind of thing? Any questions? Okay. I'm going to move on. Again, you can always throw a thing in the chat, okay? So the next section is looking at accidentals, which is what we've been doing in these scales. What are accidentals? They are sharps, flats, natural symbols. This is page 29 in your piano book. Unit 4, accidentals. Now, your piano book and your musicianship book is a little off right now. Like we're working on an F major scale, an F major hand position, but then we go and play some pieces and we're playing in C major. So it's not that we're doing it exactly perfectly at the same time. So F major, let's go back to page 29.
أنا دكتور بيانو هنا.
We hear you. Okay. Let's go back to the piano book, page 29, accidentals. So I know we've gone over this before, but just to review, a sharp sign, which is the little like hashtag kind of thing, a sharp sign means you go up a half step from the note that's there. So when you sit on something sharp, like an F here, you go up to an F sharp. That's an F sharp. An F flat, you go down a half step. That would be an F flat, which is also an E. It's okay that it has the same name. A, if you go down, it's an A flat. A, if you go up, it's an A sharp. And if you put a sharp or a flat on a note, it stays throughout that measure. And then the next measure, it doesn't. You have to put it again. If you have a key signature, like an F major, we have a B flat, then you put it at the very beginning of the piece. And that means every B is flatted instead of having to do it note by note. So now if we look at the pieces on page 30, Saturday Night and Blue Mood, okay? There are a lot of flats, and then right next to the flat in Saturday Night is, I'm just gonna do this instead of sharing it right now. Right next to the flat is a natural symbol. So it goes from that, those notes in the left hand, it's C, E flat, then E natural, and then G, because it's in the same measure. So it would be E flat again if you did nothing. So C, E flat, E natural, and G in that left hand. It's gonna sound and look like this. I change fingers from E flat to E natural. I go 3 to 2, and then that measure repeats. It's an unusual sound, but it's a good thing to practice. Then Saturday Night, that's the one that I'm doing. I look at the, let me actually just share this with you so I don't have to keep doing this. I'm gonna share this the old-fashioned way by taking a photo and texting it to myself. So this piece, Saturday Night and Blue Mood, it looks kind of unusual because it has a lot of flats and then natural symbols. A natural symbol cancels out the flat, okay? Let me text that to myself. Here we go. This goes here. Okay. Here we go. Back to.
Is this class being recorded?
Yes, it is. I
Awesome.
actually did that right today. So
Thank
if you want to look, what I'll do when this class is over, well, actually when both classes are over, is I'll upload the whole Zoom video onto Canvas. Like I did last week's, I did, but it was only 15 minutes because I forgot until the last 15 minutes. So you can always come back to it. That's why I'm kind of just going through stuff. If you have questions though, please ask, because I'm sure other people have questions too.
True.
Okay, here's Saturday Night. So just a reminder that there you've got that E flat here, and then that natural symbol, right? It's kind of a fat. I'm trying to do an arrow, but I just did that. Oops, I did it on the wrong note. There. And then the natural symbol. So you go from E flat to E natural. Then in the right hand here, you've got two notes at once. What two notes are those in the right hand? That first right hand right here. What two notes are those? Someone can say.
C and G.
C and G. Middle C is the bottom note, and the top note is the G above that. So it would sound like this. Okay? You're playing them at the same time. So you've got C and G, and then you've got E flat and E natural, kind of like the first couple measures. and then back to that C and G right here. And then you've got this thing. Oops, sorry. What is after the C? Wait, what is this thing that I just pointed to? What is that?
Oh, a rest.
Rest. Yep. So you're gonna have a rest and then C and G again here.
Quick question.
Yes.
Your you said E flat and then E natural, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
okay, never mind. Now I saw it now in my head. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I just had to say it to you. Okay.
Okay. Let me erase some of this stuff because these lines get really repetitive. Okay, so just listen to the right hand when I play it, and then I'll show you it in a second. So listen to, so I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna start 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to that again. Okay, so I've got that E flat and E natural thing. And then I go down to the second line here in the left hand. And that left hand here is the same as this left hand up here. So I just do the same measure twice. And then again. And then here, this is the same as the right hand up here. And then this is slightly different. It's just a C that's held for the whole measure. And this left hand, can anyone tell me what chord this left hand is? What chord is it probably if it's the end of a C major piece?
See.
Tonic triad.
Tonic, yeah, it's probably a C major chord. And you know what it is? If we look in left hand, all cows eat grass. Cows, C, E, G. Then it's that C major chord. So that last measure here, oh, beautiful. Let me move that. Hold on. Just a sec. Okay. I move this, yeah. Oh well. This is what I'm going to play right now. C chord. And this C is held. C. Okay, so let me show you my hands now. Okay. Left hand starts. Right hand. Rest. Rest. So that's Saturday night, okay? A lot of flats and then naturals. I definitely want you guys to play that because then you're practicing flats and naturals and that kind of thing. You could play that. You could play Blue Mood. We won't go over Blue Mood. Let me play Blue Mood for you so you have it, okay? Blue Mood has F sharp instead of flats, and then it goes to F natural. We've also got an E flat in there, but we don't have an E natural. So we've got F sharps and E flat, okay? The left-hand chord starts on the 4 chord, C, F, A. And then it goes to the 1 chord, C, E, G. And back to the 4 chord, and then to the 1. Here we go. Here's Blue Mood. You can see. It's Blue Mood because most of the notes it's using it's these
Run it back.
so that's what those notes are. It's part of a blues scale. So if you learn those notes, you could just play the blues for a bit. That's their take on it. This is this textbook's take on it. Okay, so page 30 Saturday night or blue mood, I do want you to learn that, even though that's not on the stuff. That's just the one new thing, because I think that's going to really help with flats and sharps. Okay? Questions on those right now? Okay, take a look at them for about 30 seconds. We're going to shift over because I want to make sure we did the flats and sharps. Hold on. Let me. Okay, the old pieces, F major scale. Okay, I want to make sure we do that. Reviewing, finding. Okay, let's quickly do one thing, and if we get to another thing, that would be great. So page 28 in your, is it page 28 in your piano book. So just move over one page. It should say review unit 3, okay? What we're doing is we're writing the note names down, okay? So I want you to do that review for like a minute or two, as much as you can. And then I'll put the answers up together. I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes. Obviously you won't finish the review. Number 6, don't worry about that. That's playing, that's just. That's the rhythm they want. But I want you to do numbers 3, numbers 4, and numbers 5. Don't worry about 1 and 2. Numbers 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5 are just note location, okay? Get started on that right now. Page 28, here, I'll share it. So let me just write this down. Oops. Page 28 in piano book. Numbers 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let me share it here. That one? No. I want this one. Look at this. Yes. Okay, so this is what you should be working on, and I'm going to zoom in a bit. Let me do it like that. Okay. I'm going to give you a minute or so more. If you have any questions, you can ask. Sure. This goes away. There's my chat. Let me stop the share for a sec. Can't see. Okay, I can't see the chat when I'm sharing. So I'm just gonna. There's the chat. Okay. Okay, guys. So, oh shoot, is it starting to bottom out? Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. My computer's starting to go slow and freak out. It gets tired. Okay, so just to review, in the right hand, the notes on the line are every good E, G, B, D, F. So right hand notes on line are E, G, B, D, F from bottom up. Right hand notes on space are F, A, C, E from bottom up. Left hand notes on line are good burritos don't fall apart. Left hand notes on space are all cows eat grass. Okay. The first note in, let's see if I can get this faster. Okay, how can I do this? There. First note in the right hand, what is that note? Number 3.
E.
E. Exactly. It's the E above middle C. Okay. See if I can grab these guys. Next one is
G.
G. Can you see me filling it out, right? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, good. This next one, the third one, is a famous one. Middle C. And then the fourth one is a space. It's the first space, so it's the first note of space, F, F above middle C. This next one is not in the staff. It is below middle C. It is the note below middle C. What is it?
B.
B.
E. And it's the B right below middle C. The next one is also not in the staff. It is right above middle C. What note is that?
D.
D, D. This next one is in the staff. It's in the space, so it's F, A. It's an A. Let me move these guys. Okay, now switching our brains to bass clef. All cows eat grass for the space. Good burritos don't fall apart for the lines, okay? All cows. So the first note is C. That is the C below middle C. It's the lower C. It's not middle C. If it was middle C, it'd be higher up. So C. The next one is, what's this next one?
G.
G. G, right below middle C. This next one's on the line, and it's good burritos don't. D. It's the D below middle C, not right above. Next one is good burritos don't F fall. That's F. F below middle C. These are all below middle C. Then the next one, instead of counting up in the spaces, all cows eat, what I would do is just, it's the note right below F. It's the one right below. It's E. So I put that in. E. Good. And then this one, good burritos don't fall apart. It's A. And you're very close to middle C, but you're not quite there. Then we've got another space. Good burritos don't fall. F. It's F. And it's this F. Bring it up here. Okay. Draw a note on the staff above each letter. Use whole notes. Okay, so this one you can, for the most part, choose where you want to go because it doesn't say. This is going to be harder for me. I don't know if it's going to let me do it, so I might just do a few because it's going to be really hard otherwise. Let's see. Oh, now my stupid thing is freezing. Okay. It might not work. I'm getting the color wheel of death. Come on, color wheel. Okay, I'm gonna stop the share for a sec. Okay. What we can do is you guys can do that one on your own, numbers 4 and 5. Well, actually, number 5 we can just do out loud. Okay, so we've got. Let me share. Let's try this again. Let's see if I get it. Ooh, number 5. The sign, that little P, what does that mean?
Piano.
Piano, which means quiet, soft. So when we see that, that's quiet, soft. What does the F mean?
Forte.
Forte, exactly. It means strong. What a lot of people interpret that as is loud, bigger, stronger. Okay. What is MF?
Mezzo forte.
Mezzo forte, which means medium loud. Mezzo forte, bring that up here, which is medium loud. So it's usually pieces start mezzo forte because it's not too quiet and it's not too loud. Medium loud. Mezzo piano is the next one. It's the same thing. Medium quiet, so not mezzo forte, mezzo piano. You see a lot of pieces starting that way. It's without it being too extreme. Now I get a lot of questions that like, okay, how loud exactly is piano or mezzo piano? It's kind of like one of those things, move this up here. It's just depending on everything else. So your piano could be this. That means your mezzo piano is this. Which means your mezzo forte is this. Which means your forte is this. That could be, you know, your piano could be someone else's mezzo forte. It just depends on the piece. It depends on where you're performing the piece, if you're performing it in a giant hall or if you're performing it right next to your piano teacher. So it's just more in relation to the other parts. So if you have a piece that starts piano and then it gets forte, all I want to hear is that it starts quiet and it gets louder. Does that make sense? Okay, what
Yes.
other questions? Let me stop this share. What other questions do you guys have for me right now? Think about it for a sec. Okay, what would you like me to do? Because what I can do is go over the pieces we already have, go over the scales that we already have. Would you like me to play your pieces again, lavender blue and stuff like that? I know it's in a video, but maybe I can talk through something else.
That works. Also, just to be on the same page,
Yeah.
the F scale that you posted is the last video you posted so far, correct?
Probably, yeah. It's.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
Let me look at your
Nothing-
Canvas page. I have it here. So you should have the F scale, 1 octave hand separate. The video of me playing Lavender Blue, Jolly Good Fellow, Rockabout, and then the G major scale 2 octaves.
Yep.
And I think that's it for now.
Okay.
I did not post a video of me playing the what's it called? The Saturday night, because we just did that here in this video. Or Blue Mood, and I would choose one of those. I'll add that to the thing too because I want you to work on that. But let me just in the last few minutes, because the thing is too, we're gonna have piano 2s signing on, so they can kind of. Let me get back to you. Where did you go? Here you are. All right. So, yeah, I see George there already. Okay, good. So piano 1, in the last few minutes here, I kind of want to just play through what you have already got. The reason I'm saying all this is because I want you to send in videos by next, let's see, what day is it today? Friday. A week from today. By next Friday, I want you to send in videos for this stuff that we've been working on, okay? Now, again, I'm being a little more generous with some of the grading because this is a hard process, and getting it from video to me is a hard process. But the reason I'm having you do it every couple of weeks is it's kind of like in class where you have a quiz every couple of weeks. And also it helps you get used to doing this process of playing and videotaping. And because I don't get to sit down with each of you during class and like check in on you and see, oh, what questions do you have? So I only get to answer questions of people who are like, okay, I have a question now, but you might not even realize you have questions and you might be playing through something. So please don't hesitate to just send a quick video and ask my advice on it and see, or a part of something like a video of you saying, okay, is this right? Is that right? That doesn't sound right, you know? And I can send you a message back, okay? Don't be afraid to bother me. If you send the message and you don't hear back within 24 hours, send another message, okay? Because there's a lot going on, and just don't be. That's the point of this. This is now an online class, so just bother me, okay? Okay, so let me just quick review. Lavender's blue. Again, reviewing. It's those chords that are going to change in the left hand. It's the first time you've got that. You've got the chord progression on page 24. What else? Oh yeah, and then in the right hand, your right hand is going to go outside of the hand position. So you're going to go the G, you're going to go up to A. That's in measures 3 and in measures 4, 8, 11. I would use the pinky on that A and then use the pinky right back on that G when you have it later. Okay, that's the big thing about Lavender Blue. Okay, so let me play it quick. Left hand is playing the chord. Reaching out of the hand position. Back to the hand position, pinky on G. Left hand is playing the 5 chord. Out of the hand position there. Back to the hand position. Okay, so those couple spots, out of the hand position, back in the hand position. Okay, questions about Lavender Blue? Okay, for He's a Jolly Good Fellow is harder, but then some of you might know the melody, so you can use your ears for that, because the rhythm is a little bit harder. And a reminder, like I say in the video, you play through, then you do this bottom line is repeated, because it has repeat signs. Then you go D, C, al fin, da capo al fin. You go to the top again until you get to the fin. Okay, so I'm going to play for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. So again, let me see who we've got here. Piano 2s, you might just be hearing overlap from piano 1 stuff. Okay, so just hold tight for a minute. I'm going to play this for piano 2s. For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. The left hand, make sure you hold that chord, the C major chord, for the next measure. That's what those lines are. You don't play it again. And that note is out of the hand position, and it has a fermata on top of it, which means you hold it just a little longer. There's no specified amount of time. It's just a little longer. Repeat. Back to the beginning. Fermata, hold it a little bit longer. Okay, so it's just those little things there. Your right hand's going out of the hand position, that kind of stuff. Questions on For He's a Jolly Good Fellow? Okay, so let me play Rockabout. That'll be the last thing I play for piano 1s. Before I play it, piano 1, remember at 11, we're going to go to chat, and everybody can chat and ask questions and stuff like that too, okay? Because I'm going to teach piano 2s now. I'm going to upload the video of this class. So the video is going to be 2 hours long, and the first hour is going to be yours. So if you want to review the information, you can just go back and see it then, if something just didn't make sense then. Okay, so here's Rockabout. You have way more chords in your left hand, but they're the same 1, 4, 5 chords that we've been doing. It's just the rhythm is different. Okay. Wait, sorry. Left hand. And both of these chords, the chord in the end and the right hand C ends with a fermata. So you can sit there and hold it for a lot longer. That's what a fermata is. You hold it for longer. the right hand has that quicker melody to it. So if you start faster on the left hand, then that means your right hand's going to be even faster, and you're going to mess up like I did. Okay, piano ones. Any last
Thanks.
questions before I switch over to piano two? Okay, so what you can do right now is you can either mute your mic or turn off your video, or you can sign out and then come back at 11. It's kind of up to you. If you just mute and stuff and stay there, you can just work on piano stuff, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But I'm going to talk to piano twos now, okay?
Thank you.
Yep, thanks, piano one. Okay, hi, piano twos. I see a few of you. Let's see. Let's see, participants. There we go. Okay, guys, piano two. Do we have questions right off the bat?
Are we obviously don't have a quiz today, but are we gonna have something next week?
Yes. So I was just explaining to piano ones, and I might explain this twice as people start to sign on, so I'm gonna explain it quick, but we will do another video quiz, similar thing, and it's gonna be on the stuff that I put videos up for, so it's nothing really that new. I think there might be like one new thing. And so it's going to be kind of like in class, like every 2 weeks you'll have something. I want you guys to get good at being able to to submit the video assignments, so it's easier for you. I also was going to say that what was really helpful for me is one of my students emailed me all the videos of stuff. I think she thought it was due this week. It's just stuff that we've been working on. And actually that was great because there were mistakes in the videos. And so it was like I could give her feedback and say, oh, watch that left hand, you're not doing it right. Like the rhythm isn't right or something like that. So if you guys want to do that, if you're working on something and you say, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I've listened to her recording, something doesn't seem right. Just take a quick video and message me in Canvas and say, is this right? And if it is, then that's great. And if it's not, then I can say, no, look at your left hand again, look at the notes, you know?
Okay.
And what I was saying is if I don't respond within 24 hours, just email me again. Something didn't go through or something was lost amongst all the emails. So just email me again. Because the big thing with this course is I don't get time with you guys one-on-one like we do in class, right? That to me is the best part because I can say, okay, you specifically work on this. But we can't do that in class. We can't do that here, really, not very well. So the best way for me to help evaluate you is if you send me videos. So you will have videos due to send me by Friday. I'll put it up as an assignment. It's nothing crazy. Let me see here. Is my video freezing at all? Is it getting weird?
Your video is kind of lagging.
Yeah.
Compared to like your audio.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. It's like the longer I'm signed in, my computer just starts to give up. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do about that.
I have some cool news.
What's that?
I got accepted to Berklee College of Music.
Oh, congrats, George! That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I was like practicing, and then to be honest, I finished like an energy drink, and then I'm like, all right, let me take a break. I look at my phone. It's like view your decision. I'm like, all right, check my pulse. It's like, I was like, okay.
That's great news. Is that a for sure yes? Then you'll go there.
Well, I'm still waiting to hear back from USC and UCLA, but still, I'm in more so yes than anything.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's so great though. That's great. Berkeley's such a good school, and Boston's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have this California weather though.
No, it doesn't. And that's good for you. You need to experience some seasons, and then you can come back to it.
Yeah, I'll be like, wow, this is really amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get fall, which is really nice. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, congrats, George. That's great. Okay, guys. So let me look at my thing here to make sure we get through everything. And again, if I get enough questions, I'll throw up a video so that you can see. Like, this class now has turned into, yes, I'll lecture to you for like an hour, and I'm recording this so you can check back on it later. But more, here are videos. I'm going to show you videos and give you stuff to look at to process over this time. Okay, so it's less one-on-one time, but it's more like, okay, I'm gonna go back and look at this again. Okay, today is this day, so it's okay. A big thing, we already have videos of Arabia and the Bartok pieces, but I want to look at something. I want to do that. Yes. Okay. Let's look at Arabia in your Olson 3A book. So that is on page 28 in here. Okay. If everybody's looking right now, what is the opening dynamic? What does that even mean? What is the opening dynamic? What does dynamic mean?
Dynamics kind of like how do you play it? Like how loud or how quiet?
Yep. Dynamics are like louds and softs, pianos, fortes, mezzo piano, crescendo, getting louder, decrescendo. Dynamics are what make the piece interesting. Okay. So the opening dynamic is piano, piano. So the piece starts quietly. Then you repeat it, and then the measure 9, we have a mezzo forte, and then this cool line. Okay, so this like cool line. What does this line after the mezzo forte mean? Can you see that?
The crescendo.
Yes. So I love the look of the crescendo like this because it looks like what it is. It starts to get small and then it gets louder. Okay. So we have a mezzo forte and then we have a crescendo. In fact, let me do my very technological thing, which is this. Hold on. I'm just going to throw it up on the screen so I can do what I want to do. By the way, I got to about the keyboard. So those of you in Piano 2 that still don't have your keyboard, I'm sorry. It's been delayed, I guess. I don't know. It's just they were supposed to arrive last week and they did not. Not surprising, knowing what's going on right now. So hang in there. Do what you can just by looking at the music, labeling, clapping, rhythm. I know you don't have keyboards yet, and that's just really unfortunate. Okay. So let's put this here. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I'm getting the color wheel of death.
Oh no.
Let's go. Okay, let's see if I can share this now. Sorry, my computer's just exhausted. It's done too much for the day. Today's 9:55. That's not the one I want. This is what I want. Now let's try. Okay. That's going to be it, right? Yes. Can you all see Arabia? Yes. Here it is. Okay. So my favorite thing is this what I was talking about right here. This crescendo. Because it looks like what is happening. It gets louder, and then the loudest spot is this measure here. So in my mind, I like to say, okay, we started at mezzo forte, then we're getting louder, and this loud measure here, what should it probably be at? What do you guys think?
Forte.
Probably forte, right? At least forte. I'm going to put a little F there. Okay. And then it gets this diminuendo. It's going to get quieter after that. And then it brings us back down from forte all the way to piano right here in measure 13. And then we have another decrescendo or diminuendo. Let's see what we got here. It's choppy. 14, yeah, okay, got it. So we have another diminuendo, and it's gonna get even quieter. So it's not marked here at the end how quiet they want it to be, but what I would probably say is PP, two pianos, which is pianissimo. Let me see if I can spell that. Pianissimo. I believe that's it. That looks like this, PP. So I'm going to put that in so that my brain can remember all that, because I have very small capacity for information anymore. Okay, here we go. I put it right above the RAL. What does RAL mean? R-A-L-O. That one isn't used very much. Does anyone know what that stands for? R-A-L-L? It stands for, let's see, rallentando. It's another way to say retardando. It's another just slow down.
Oh.
Slow down. It's just a fancy way. So rallentando, I believe that's how it's spelled. And it just means slow down. This part, I do this with any piece before I hear it. If I have the music, I look at the music. Go away. Sorry. Slow down. I look at the music and I look at the clues. These are all clues as to what the piece is going to sound like. What are these things right here? This and this. What are those?
Fermata.
Fermata. What does a fermata mean?
Kind of like air quotes, like wait for the conductor.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like pause, wait. And since it's only you playing, it's kind of, you give yourself a little bit of a pause. Who has a raised hand?
I have a question regarding that, because in our first book, it says it means to hold a note longer than the time value.
Yes. Yes.
So basically, if the conductor was to go, that's when you let go. Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah. And since you're playing solo piano, you're the conductor, so you kind of do it depending on how good it feels. Like, you probably don't want to hold, let's see, let me play those last two measures. And there's a way I could hold it for a long time. So that right hand note's going to be held a long time. And then that left hand, the last note, the left hand's note's going to be held a long time. So here it is without any fermatas, just exactly as written. Last two measures. It feels too short. Like it feels like, oh, the piece is over. So you have a fermata, you hold it just a little bit longer. Everyone will do it a different amount of time. I held it for a while there. If I were performing it in front of 5,000 people, I might hold it like this. I might hold it that long. It just depends on, you're just using your musical ear to think, okay, when does it feel like the piece is done? If a fermata happens in the middle of the piece, it's more like, okay, there's a pause here. I need to breathe. It needs to breathe for a second. It's a very classical music thing to do. It's about phrasing and breathing instead of about perfectly in time, which is like other kinds of music, jazz and pop and rock and blues and stuff. Does that make sense?
I have a question regarding the on the fourth measure, the E and the C are not connected, where the fermata is on the clef.
Oh, you mean at the very end of the piece? Yes.
Very end of the piece.
Yes.
They're not connected for some reason. Is that because the fermata is at the bottom that they didn't connect it, or?
So the E and the C, oh, you mean like the C is facing up and the E is facing down?
Right.
The reason they did that, it's written so it looks more complicated, and then when you see it, it'll make more sense. The E is going to be held, once you play that E, sorry, you're there and you stay there. Once you play the C at the same time, that C is moving down to the B in a second. So the C is not going to be held as long. It's a moving voice. So sometimes with moving voices, when your hand is playing two things at once and one of the voices is moving, they'll have them face differently so that you can see that a little more clearly. You can see this voice is moving, but this one is not. It's more of a clear. Let me show you. Okay. Can you see?
Yeah.
So this is what's happening. This voice is moving. This voice is staying still. That's all that's happening. It's just written like that so that it's a little more clear, even though I think it makes it a little more confusing, but they're trying to make it more clear for the.
But they are played together.
They are. Yeah, exactly. They are played together.
Okay, that's the way I've been playing it, together.
Yeah, exactly. And keep in mind that, oh, I just realized, can you also see me and the thing I'm sharing?
I see the little box, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. So you can see my box, that little box up there, but you can also see the page I'm sharing.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. Okay, good. I thought it was just that. Okay. Let's see. And keep in mind here, that second to last measure in the left hand, you've got, let me circle it. It's that left hand is tied from here, from that chord. And then right here is when you do. So there's that long tie. It's a little awkward when you're reading it, I will say. It's a little awkward. What else? So we went over those dynamics. A lot is happening from measure 9 to measure 13, 14, 15, 16. There's a lot of dynamics. From the beginning, from measure 1 through measure 8, there's not a lot happening dynamically. It's just piano and then it repeats. Now, we're in piano 2. So this is another thing to start thinking about. Dynamics are huge to think about, okay? We don't have a lot of that in piano 1. We start to think about it. Piano 2, dynamics are huge. That is how you make the piece sound musical and interesting. The other thing, and this is something big, and I'm gonna write this in chat too, is when you have a repeat, so the beginning of this piece repeats, Arabia, the first 8 measures, do something different the second time. That is a kind of an overall rule. So it's going to be subtle, but since you're learning to have mastery over the piano more, it might be subtle. Meaning, the piece starts out piano, then you repeat it, and maybe you do it a little bit louder. Maybe it's mezzo piano the second time. It doesn't say that in the piece, but it's kind of like an unwritten rule with music. Or maybe you start out piano and then you do it even quieter the second time. Or maybe you start out allegro and then you go slightly faster the second time, so that something's different. We don't want to do the exact same thing twice. I know this sounds advanced, but it'll really help your playing a lot. It'll give you something to focus on. So let me play Arabia, the beginning. I'm going to stop sharing this for now. Okay, let me play Arabia, the first 8 measures, and I'm going to play it different the second time. Now, it might be hard to tell on Zoom if there's anything different, so let me see if I can do it. Okay, was there a difference between the first and second time I played that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the difference?
Did you put the pad on the piano?
Yes, I did.
I know the name of it, but that one pedal on the piano.
Yep, the left pedal, the soft pedal. Yep. And I played quieter, so it was double. So yeah, Rupen, you said dynamics too, exactly. The dynamics were different. The first time it was piano, the second time it was like pianissimo. And I decided to do that because I wanted it to be eerie and like, did I just hear that? It's like an echo in your mind, okay? I will tell you, playing pianissimo and playing it evenly is really hard to do. The soft pedal is the one that doesn't echo. It's the one on the left. It's the one that some pianos don't have. This piano is really great without soft pedal. So if I play with soft pedal, it puts it, what it is technically is when you play normal piano, when the hammer hits the strings, it's hitting 3 even strings at the same time. This is just what's happening. When I put the soft pedal down on a really good piano, it's moving the hammer over so that it's only hitting 1 string. So the sound is thinner. It's quieter, but it's also thinner because it's only hitting 1 string. I'm going back and forth between that.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so the soft pedal is the one that it makes it thinner sounding. Some pianos, it doesn't make it that much quieter, but this piano, it really does. So if I use the soft pedal and I get quieter, it's way quieter. I'm very, very cautious about soft pedal because then it becomes a crutch. So if you can do it without the soft pedal, and without the soft pedal. If I can get quieter like that, then if I add a little soft pedal, it's nice. It's just like a nice little effect. It's the same thing with the sustain pedal. If I do too much of it, it all sounds like watercolors, which is pretty, but then it takes away from the music. So just a little splits. A split.
So a piano, like normally it hits 3 strings per
Mhm.
note.
Each, yep. Except in, if you're looking, I'm looking at my piano now, except in the low strings, it's 2 strings and then 1 string in the bottom note. Those are 1 fat string on the low piano. I have a grand piano here. So
Whoa.
but when you're looking at that, it's yeah, 1 string for the really low notes, but they're really fat string. So you don't really, it can only work there.
How sorry to like completely change subject, but is it the 3 strings for the ones that have 3 strings, is that like an octave above and an octave
Yeah,
below?
there's a stopping point. Let's see. On this piano, in this piano, it's the F sharp, it's 2 F sharps below middle C. That's where it goes from 3 strings to 2 strings. I think the piano is different though. I don't think it's the same for each piano.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, but, and then of course with keyboards, you don't have any of that.
Yeah.
So I don't think there are soft pedals for keyboards, or maybe there are, but it doesn't usually come standard. Usually it's just that sustain pedal for keyboards.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't worry too much. But all I was trying to show you with Arabia is the second time through, I did something different. I could play it louder the second time through. It's okay. Start to think about that. You're starting to think about musical concepts, not just what your fingers are doing, okay? Then the measure 9 through 16. I'm going to do it again. I know you have a video of this, but I'm going to do it again. We talked about starting mezzo forte, getting louder at measure 11, getting to forte there, then getting quieter at measure 13, and then even quieter. And then I'm looking, that rallentando, the slow down, has a little star next to it. I only do that the second time. So I only do that once I've repeated this section, okay? So I'm going to try and follow all of these directions from measure 9 through 16, and I'm going to play it twice because there's a repeat. You see me? Okay. Good. Okay, so there's a lot going on. I struggled with getting it really loud at measure 11 because there's not a lot with textures and chords and stuff that makes it louder. So you really have to play that melody louder. It's hard to play that louder. Questions about Arabia? What key signature is it in?
E minor.
E minor. Yeah. We see one sharp, F sharp, and we think, oh, G major. But that relative major and minor, which if you want to review it, just so you know, it's on page, in your piano book, it's on, we did it in class. For those of you that weren't in the last in-person class, we did that then, I believe. That feels like years ago. Yes, here it is. Pages 28. And actually at the beginning too, it's there. Pages 20, let me write this down. Minor chords, it's unit 3. So pages 21, 22, 23, and then 28. Let me write this down, everyone can see it. Pages 21, 22, 23, and 28. Unit 3. Minor chords, and then relative minor. Okay, so relative minor and major, how are they related? Relative, minor, and major. How are relatives related? Blood relatives.
Well, so like between like the relative major minor, it's usually a minor third or
Right. And what do they have in common?
same key signature.
Exactly. So the relative major minor, same, oops, I just wrote Milo. That's my son's name. Same key signature. So what that means is G major, G major has an F sharp. E minor, which is the 6th note of G major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you start on E and you do the same key signature, you start on E and you do the same key signature, then that's the relative minor. So they have the same group of notes. They have the same sharps or the same flats. So if we see Arabia and you hear Arabia, that does not sound major. It does not start on G major because it has one sharp. So we know it has to be the relative minor, which is the 6th note of the major, G minor, E minor. I have someone on an iPad 2 with a raised hand, and I don't know who iPad 2 is.
Hasmik Asoyan.
Oh, okay. So let me know. Who is it?
Hasmik Asoyan.
Okay. Hi, Hasmik. Do you have a question?
That is for piano 1.
What you have?
So you tell about page 22 until 28. That is for piano 1.
22. No, page 21, 22, 23, 28, unit 3, minor chords. No, this is piano 2. So right now from 10 to 11, piano 2.
Okay. Okay.
I'll write that down for piano 2. Yeah, I know that's confusing. So everyone, just a reminder, we're here in piano 2 land. Okay, so let me go back here. Relative minor and major. So Arabia is in E minor. It's the relative minor of G major. It has one sharp. Okay. The next thing is, so if you didn't read up on that and do that, do review unit 3. Do the review on page 28 so that you can understand relative, minor, and again, if you don't understand it perfectly, that's okay. We're going to keep referencing it. So Arabia, the other thing I wanted to look at while we're looking at pieces is an articulation, and this is so big with piano 2, is especially, okay, imitation and inversion and staccato and legato. Those pieces on page 27, Staccato and legato is only one line long, right? But it's really important because it's a very well-titled piece because it's just staccato and legato. Legato gets a bad rap, and I feel like it gets overlooked. Staccato is much easier to do. Staccato is that light. The way I do that on the piano is it's like I'm flicking dust off the keys. I get that really bright, light staccato sound. So what I might do to practice staccato is do a scale, like D major scale. We've done that, you know, 1 octave in the right hand, because this piece is in D major. Can you guys actually do that for about a minute right now? Just practice. You can keep your mics on. I can hear some of it. If you want to videotape your hands. Practice the D major scale, just the right hand, staccato. So you can do that for about 1 minute, just trying staccato out, okay?
Any key?
D major, 1 octave, right hand.
I forgot what D major was.
Exactly. So now you have to review D major, right? D major has 2 sharps. So the reason I chose D major is staccato and legato is in D major. It has 2 sharps. Those are some nice down staccatos. Yeah, that looks great, Louis. Yeah, that's nice. I hear some nice staccatos. Nice. That's it. That sounds great, guys. From what I heard, that sounds really good. It's just a feel thing. So the next thing, legato, is basically the opposite of that. Now, legato means it's a connected note, right? So when I play legato, another way to think of it, I think of it as finger pedal. It's like finger sustain pedal. So instead of holding down that pedal, which makes everything like echoey, I use my fingers. So if I was going in super duper slow motion, what would be happening in super duper slow motion is that notes would be played at the same time so that there's absolutely no space in between. So let me show you. Super duper slow motion would be D, and then I play the E, and then once I play the E and it's down, I lift up the D. So technically, that's what's happening. There's a little bit of bleed into each note. So when I play it faster, it has this smoother kind of creamy sound to it, as opposed to even just not staccato, not legato, just those notes are disconnected. But here with legato, it creates this illusion of like this creamy sound, sounding very like fluid, okay? Legato, you connect the notes and you almost overlap them a little bit. Now, when we're looking at this piece, let me do the same thing here because I want to be able to use my, let me highlight this. Okay, when we're looking at this piece, there's just short legatos. There are these 3-note phrases, which again, you can talk about in piano too, and you can talk about in your second year of your master's degree as a piano performance major. It's stuff that is important now and it stays important throughout. So here it is. Let me move this here. I love that noise. Okay, this is today, 10:38. Okay, let me share it with you guys. I think this is it. Yes, okay, so here we are with the piece. This, I want you guys to start practicing it now. If you can successfully do what I call and other people call 3-note phrases. So that is 3 notes long, D, E, and F sharp. If you look very closely, the legato line underneath the notes goes from D to F sharp. F sharp is staccato. D and E are not. So the first 2 notes are legato and the 3rd note is staccato. So it's going to go long, long, short. That's a 3-note phrase. 2-note phrases are big with that too. You could do it the same thing, but it's going to just be essentially long, short, long, long, short. So down, up. If there wasn't a staccato on that F sharp, and it was just the end of the phrase, but no staccato, but it still had the legato line going to it, I would almost do the exact same thing. Down, up. It would almost be shorter anyway. When you have those legato lines and phrases, that's what you want to do. It's the difference between when you play the piano sounding like a MIDI file and I did all the wrong notes, and sounding like a human being. It's those phrasings. So there's a little mistake there at the end. It's giving stuff humanity. It's putting phrases and musicality into your playing instead of just the notes. So you guys are okay. This helps. 1 sec. Color wheel. Hold on. I can but I can't. I just slow it.
I can't hear you.
Getting there. I can hear it. Just a sec. Oh, can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. Your audio is starting to cut out. Yes. Audio's, yep, the video is lagging. 10:42. Now it's good. Everything's, can you hear me now? I think it stopped. Okay. Sorry about that. Technology is so good. Okay. So let me do that again. Excellent. Staccato and legato, the right hand. I really want you guys to look at this. It's not that hard of a piece. It's a little hard doing hands together because they're kind of doing different things. But looking at the down, up. Even just starting with that, I would definitely start this piece hands separate. Down, up. Look at my wrist. Down, up. I start the thing and I go down. I've talked to a lot of you about making sure your wrist is relaxed. Your fingers are kind of secondary. It's your arm and your wrist that's moving everything and your elbow that's moving everything. Your fingers, the reason I can do this that fast and do that forever, it's not tiring at all because I'm not using my fingers, I'm just moving the wrist. So if my wrist is relaxed, I can do stuff like that. If my wrist is not relaxed, I can't do that. So, and things like this, staccato, down, up, down, hold. That's a lot for 4 measures. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Whatever tempo you can do that at is the right tempo for you. Left hand, same thing. It's hard to start the left hand. I'm trying to talk into it. Down, phrasing is the same in both hands, but they're doing different things. Questions? In imitation and inversion, it's not staccato at all, but you've got phrases and they're overlapping. That's hard too. Up. Up. Rest. At the end of each phrase, I taper off just a little bit, just get a little quieter so that it has this nice shape to it. The shape of the phrases is how I want it to sound, okay? This is difficult stuff. This is like doing this thing times 55 because your hands are doing different things, but your brain is trying to get them to sound similar. So these are more challenging than they seem. Okay, questions about these?
I agree that it is like this kind of thing. You know,
Yes.
for me, like playing guitar, like all like the technical, like what notes to play is like in the left hand. The right hand is just, I mean, not downplaying the right hand, but the right hand's like more rhythmic.
Yeah, that's so
So
interesting,
when
isn't
you
it?
start doing this, it's like both are like trying to solve math problems.
It really is. Luckily,
Yeah.
you get to like play music at the same time, so at least you get that. But like,
Yeah.
it really is. That's why like piano specifically is supposed to be really good for your brain to prevent against Alzheimer's and stuff like that, because so much is going on when you're learning to play the piano, and you're learning to do that with your brain, right and left side. So just keep that in mind when you're frustrated. You're doing a great job no matter what. It's a really good exercise. Okay, so I want to look at the scales because we've got A major 2 octaves, and I've got that in a video, but I don't remember. Did I put up a video of F major 2 octaves or no? I don't think I did. Let me see.
I'm not sure.
Let's see what we got. No, we don't have that up. So F major scale, did we go over F major scale last week? It was such a...
I think so, because it's like, it's always, I forgot, like we don't use the pinky or...
Yeah. Okay, so the right hand in the F major scale, just to review, and you can take out your intermediate musicianship to look at it. It's on page. Everything else with F major is like pretty straightforward. It has 1 flat, B flat, and the chords, everything's typical. The left hand, it's the same kind of fingers. So I'm going to show you the left hand of F major first. Same kind of fingers with most. Why is it not here? Oh, because it's near the end. Interesting. F. Here it is. Okay, page 25 if you want to look at it, okay? The left hand is typical. Let me move this here. Okay. You start with your pinky. Here's 2 octaves. I think I'm covering with the, where's your pinky? And then your 3 is going to go over, like most scales. And then 4, 3. Again, it looks similar to C major, A major, E major, all that stuff. Thumb, thumb, thumb. That's your F major scale in your left hand. The right hand is different because the flat is in a weird spot, okay? You've got B flat here. It's the 4th note. So you don't put your thumb there. That's awkward. You put your thumb after it. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the B flat, and then thumb on C. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 1 octave, okay? No pinky is used. Now, if I'm going to go on to 2 octaves, I'm going to put my thumb here on F again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then end on 4. My pinky is not used at all. Coming down. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down. 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that right hand, one, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming down, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. The right hand is different. Once you get the right hand alone, it actually makes more sense and it's not that hard. Hands together is hard because you don't usually do hands together this way. You usually do it with the typical fingerings, and so you start to get used to that. So this one is harder, hands together. Let me do it. I don't know how much you can see my hands at the same time, but I'll play. Thumbs are together on that C, so that's helpful. Thumbs, then my left hand, the third, goes over. And then thumbs again on F are together. Thumbs on C. I should end on the fourth finger in the right hand. Coming down. Thumbs. Right hand, the fourth goes over. Thumbs on F. Thumbs on C. Okay, so that actually is the good news, is hands together, thumbs are together each time on F and on C. Does that make sense? Okay, that's a wild one. A major, I have it in the video. That one's just your typical scale, has C sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. Everything's normal about the fingers there. The challenge, I think, for A major is you've got 3 sharps, and you have to remember that, going up and coming down. So as we add more sharps, like piano ones, you've done more of these scales 1 octave, but as you add more sharps, when you go into that second octave, that's when our brains start to forget what the sharps are. And it's like, oh, I played the wrong note. So what I would do is, yeah, use your hands, use your eyeballs, use this book and circle where you have the sharps. I mean, my brain is different than your brain, and your brain is different than the person's brain next to you. But for me, I need to visualize stuff. I need to see it. And it makes me learn music a lot faster if I circle like every sharp, or I circle every note that has a flat, so that I don't play a B natural when I need a B flat. Or if I circle the dynamics, piano or forte, so that I remember to do it instead of playing it and, oh, I forgot again. I need visual aids to do it as I'm learning the piece. Otherwise, I'll forget. So I would suggest that if your brain power is much higher than mine, which it probably is, maybe you can try and remember it. Although, keep in mind, you're doing a lot when you're playing the piano. So anything to help yourself, any kind of clue, any kind of writing, please do that. It's for you to get better. Okay? What questions do you have?
I kind of notice like once I start trying to play my scales fast, anytime my hand, like goes to like the next position, usually like when my thumb's moving over, I feel like it's not as, obviously I'm not a piano player, but it's like my playing isn't as straight. It's like da 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 da.
It's uneven. I totally get it. that is kind of a nuanced piano thing, and that's a common problem to have. Without oversimplifying, a big thing, let's take like A major or something. So what happens, the first 3 notes, and then you have to put your thumb down, right?
Yeah.
And that's, for a lot of people, what happens is they put their thumb, and it's really heavy because our thumb is a giant finger. So you have to put your thumb down, and then your whole hand has to move over to prepare. So if you're playing fast, this all happens so fast. So the way that I practice it is I go really slowly from the 3rd note, from the 3 to the 1, the thumb, the D, and I go back and forth. This, and then when I get to that D, watch my hand, it's gonna snap into place so that it's ready for the next notes. That's the part that's making it uneven, is you play this note, and then when you get to here, your hand isn't ready in time. So watch, I'm not gonna play any other notes, but my left hand is just, or my right hand's just going really fast to a location. And then when I'm ready to play that note, it's there. So that if I were to play it fast, it's very even. Because my hand is getting to the spot it needs to be way ahead of time. And by way, I mean like a fraction of a second, but that matters. So I'm practicing getting to the spot, but not actually playing those notes. That's the best way I can describe from a distance to you.
Yeah. And it makes sense, of course, to practice, but it's just something I definitely notice, like with my playing, it's just when you move like positions, your hand feels like it's doing that. So
it's also, yeah, it's like a learning curve. Your hand feels weird, like for you guys too, especially as you're doing new chords, it feels sometimes awkward. Even if you have the right fingers, it feels awkward. You're learning to play chords. It's just part of the process. And the more you learn it, the more comfortable your hand will be with, oh, A major, I know what that feels like. Oh, the 5 of A major, I'm used to that chord. I've played that before. And your brain is like, I know this, I can do this. So
okay.
it's part of the process. It's a good question though.
Yeah.
Yes, Louis. I can't hear you. I think your mic is still off.
Next week on the quiz, it's going to be F major and A major.
F major and A major, yeah.
Okay.
I will make, yes, so for the quiz next week, I will make an assignment that you have to submit in the same way that you did. Now, a lot of you can submit more than one video at once, which I've seen, and some of you can't because of probably because of the way it's being recorded, I'm not sure. So you have options. Let's talk about that. We'll have your quiz next week. After this class, I'll put up like what the submission is, the assignment is. You can submit one video for the assignment if you can't submit multiples, and then you can send me messages with the other submissions, which is a lot of what you guys did. If that doesn't work, if the files are too big, my big recommendation, which is what I do with videos, is I go to my YouTube. If you don't have your own account on YouTube, it's free. You can just sign up for one so you have one. And then I go in the corner to, maybe I'll make a video of that, go in the corner to upload video. And I just upload the video that I had from my phone. I text it to myself or something like that. Or I can just do it I can do everything, YouTube on my phone, upload video. I use that video and I upload it to YouTube, and then I just copy and paste the YouTube video URL and just submit that, so that you're not having to upload all these videos into your Canvas. I will make a video of how to do that. If that's something that you're interested in, using YouTube, or using a link to something instead of having to just upload the whole video each time. Because then you can just send me link after link of your videos. Or if you want, you can make one long video if it's easier and submit that, but I know that's kind of harder. So I know that part of this process is figuring out how to submit these videos, which is why I want you guys to keep doing it so that we can get easier at this, okay?
You had some people submit 4 videos on the Canvas submission promptly? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were able to do it somehow. It's like I'm not sure how, but something.
Maybe they use the files thing. I'll check again if I can do that. I'll try.
Okay, if somebody here, I can't remember who it was, if they have successfully submitted more than one video at once for their submission, please let us know. Send a message to us, or send a message to me and I can share it with everyone, or include it in the chat here because we're all here in the chat. Okay, so just let us know how you did it.
I did it on my phone. I can't remember how, but like I click submit. And then let me try doing it again to see what options came up.
Okay, thanks, Laura. Yeah, Laura's gonna try and do. She did it. She's gonna try and do it and let us know. That might be helpful. And I feel like probably part of it is doing it on your phone. That might make a difference. It's hard to know.
I submitted 4 videos at once, or
Oh, cool.
the 4.
Through Canvas?
Yeah, through Canvas on my computer. Because when you do it, you put one file where it says submit, and there's a plus under, and then it says like
add.
I forgot what it says, but like add another file. Then you put like the next video on that. Then you click the plus, and it says like.
Yeah, I tried that. That didn't work for me, but I'll try that again. So you did it files. You didn't go under media.
To be honest, let me see what it says, because basically that's just how I did it. Whatever like the wording is, I just went. Here, let me make it easy. I'll just check.
This is helpful, George. Thank you. Thank you both.
So when I did the assignment, so when you go to click on it, can I share my screen?
Yes, I think.
Share. So when I did it, you know, it's like choose file, and then you know I put one video here, and then it's like add another file, and then the same box comes up.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I click the next video, and then this plus is still there. There's just 2 files, and I clicked add another file. So then I did that for each video and submitted it.
And then submitted it all at once. Yeah, I tried that. It didn't work. So I went to that media section, but try that again.
On
Thank
your
you.
phone,
Appreciate
the
that.
option comes up. It's like text entry or file upload. You click file upload, and then it takes me to this page, and it lets me pick if I'm pulling the files from my camera or like anywhere else.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you can do it on your phone. I see, Laura. Okay. So if you go to file upload on your phone, I get it. And then you can choose it directly from your phone. So if you submit through your phone, it might be easier because then you don't have to download the file onto your computer.
Yeah, it pulls it from your camera roll.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had the hardest time on my phone, so I had to actually transfer it over on my computer.
Right,
So
and that's that whole process, which makes it so hard.
yeah. All right. I got pretty good. I got it. I think I can do it for the next time.
Okay. But if you can't, like, this is really helpful, what George and Laura have been
Yeah, I will try to submit 2 of them right now, right when we leave, and hopefully you get them, and I'll log back in at what time are we logging back in?
So right now, I'm gonna go off video and audio, and I'm just gonna stay here and chat. And if you guys have questions, you can ask, like, and so Piano 1s should be signing back in for questions. But just to remind everybody, yeah, I will put up the assignment that you can submit to, and you'll be doing, and I'll put up like exactly what you guys are doing, and all your, you should have videos of everything that you have to do. If you don't, it's probably what I did today, the F major scale. But either way, I want to make sure you have everything clear and available to you. So we're going to start again.
So you don't mind if I just log off then and then just work on my stuff and not have to be on anymore?
Yeah. And the other thing, yeah, you guys can log off now. You can stay for the remainder of the class, or you can log off, or you can just be silent and, you know, you're practicing and you want to, you know, ask a question, you can. So this is not required now from 11 to 12. I don't need you to be here.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. And again, Piano 1s and 2s that don't have keyboards yet, we're working on it. It's just so far behind, and I'm sorry. It's just one of the stupid side side effects of this scenario. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm starting to freeze again. So I'm going to say bye while my stupid computer is frozen. Okay. I'm going to sign off on video and audio. Remain here to chat. Remain here until 12. Okay. Bye, guys.
All right,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Excuse me, hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
Thank you. Our homework, can you put the canvas for piano one?
The cameras for piano one. Sorry, say that one more time.
Yeah, in the our homework for piano one, can you put in the canvas? We can find in the canvas?
In the camera, like in the video?
In the canvas, yeah, canvas.
I'm not quite sure what your question is, but what I will say is for piano one, you'll have a quiz due on Friday. So I will upload, I will create an assignment, and then you can send in the videos for that. So
Okay, so I have to go to assignment and send you a video.
yes, exactly.
Excuse me, because I didn't connect with you, so I don't know which homework did you give us for quiz.
Right. So I will put that on Canvas. I will put that on Canvas.
Oh,
Don't
okay. Okay.
It's not up there now. I'll put that in the next day or so. And I have recorded this whole class for piano 1 and piano 2, and I will put that recording on Canvas too, so you can watch it if you missed it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank
Okay. Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna sign off, Professor.
Okay, sounds good. No problem.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.